Okay, lady, you are not human. Yeah, that's not so human-like. So hey, let's talk about it. Hey everyone and welcome back to another bloody review of Chainsaw Man. This episode was so revealing, it gave us so much new information, like Makima not being an actual human, but it also raised some new questions like what the hell are you, Makima? I mean, seriously, what the hell are you, lady? Look at that, they have holes in their bodies, but yeah, I'm jumping ahead. This episode didn't fail and was an absolute banger. Jumping back to Himeno's sacrifice, we get another little detail when we see the girl sacrifice part of her body too in order to call upon that giant snake. That moment was more heartbreaking when we saw Himeno losing entire body parts while this girl just loses a single fingernail. That makes me wonder if there is a reason for the amount of flesh and blood devils require. Does it vary between devils, or maybe it is more dependent on the person using the devil? I would imagine a stronger devil would want something more substantial, so I am really interested in that girl and the snake contract. I also want to see the fox devil facing that snake and check who can bite harder. Before the ghost devil completely vanishes, he was able to pull on Denji's ignition cord, which made Denji revive completely. It was interesting how chaotic his behavior was here. He wasn't even interested in his friends, he was just so fixated on simply fighting. We can see he didn't have much fear also when he fought the Infinity Devil, but I do wonder if Denji is turning more devil-like since he had Puchita as his heart. The girl tells the clever guy dude or whatever to not damage the heart. What was weird, since he told the other guys to aim for the heart. So unless that was some translation error, I guess this guy simply wants Denji completely dead. It seems that they are sent to get Denji, but it could also be this guy has some different motives, which is always great for a good story. We can see this entire attack was coordinated when the girl calls it in, while Cleaver Dude and Denji are fighting each other. At some point, we see how much Cleaver Dude doesn't care about any of his co-workers, and when Denji tries to threaten to kill one of them, Cleaver Dude just ran through them, cutting both of them in half. He uses the same technique he used when fighting Aki, so we can clearly see this guy has some extremely strong blades that match Denji's chainsaw, and is also very fast, or at least has some very fast type of attack. Denji is cut into two and Swordfellow tells one of the other guys to carry him away. From there, we get random shots around the city, showing all the devil hunters that have been killed in this operation. We go back to the train and to the group in charge of killing Makima, which I guess didn't do a pretty good job because, surprise, she pops behind them all bloody and creepy, and as soon as this guy raises his gun, we know he's probably gonna die horribly. I mean, what are you? I'm pretty sure you are not a human with some sort of weird contract, and you are also not a fiend, so I guess it leaves only two options. Makima is either a very powerful devil or some hybrid like Denji who can hide her devil form. That is my guess, at least for now, and I think this episode was perfect in the sense he flipped the table and let you know what's really going on. For example, we get to see how other devil hunters look at Makima. Like we've seen in the party, some of them never even met her, and the ones that do seems to not trust her and maybe even fear her. Come to think of it, I think Denji and Aki are the only ones who look kindly at her, and that makes me wonder why. Two devil hunters are informed of the killings and they wait for the train to stop. But surprise, Makima is alive and well and she tells them she didn't get hurt, which is a blunt lie. And that is clear now, she is trying to hide her true power or identity, as we clearly see the shooters with giant holes in their body. Later, when Madoka gives his resignation, we also see he was suspecting she knew all of this is going to happen. And Makima, being evasive as always, just tells him she can't share information with the citizen now that he left the Devil Hunters. From the train, Makima tells the two Devil Hunters to bring her 30 convicts and secure a shrine in a high location. Well, that doesn't sound sinister at all. She also doesn't seem to be concerned about everything that just went down, and that makes us believe she might have really expected this after all. She has a little ritual of changing her clothes and tidying herself up, and then she goes outside to where 30 convicts are waiting for her. Here again, we see how mysterious Makima is when the two devil hunters have to cover their eyes because Makima's contract and abilities are extremely classified. From there, we jump back to the clever man who just lost his devil form and is about to grab Denji and run away. one of the henchmen is starting to act funny. He feels something is not right, and suddenly he is being crushed down into a puddle of blood, leaving only his clothes behind. That was sick, and all around the same happens to all the others, regardless if they hide, run, or just stay in place. It looks like something invisible is smashing them, and back in the temple we see Makima with the convicts. She tells each one of them to say a name, and then that person is being crushed back where Denji is. I guess this is her names. What makes you wonder? How does she know their names? I think she really knew all of this is going to happen. With each convict we see her doing something with her hands, and when one person gets crushed, the convict drops to the ground. It looks like she's sacrificing one soul in order to perform each kill, or at least that is how it looks like. And when she finally runs out of convicts, people stop exploding. We can see the girl clearly knows this is Makima's doing, and we also see how much they fear her. She tries to contact the other team which was in charge of killing Makima, but they also get crushed like the others. After Makima is finished, she calmly says this is all she can do from far away, and then leaves the shrine. Back where Denji is, they are still trying to shake off that explosive experience when they get another surprise. Apparently, one of the devil hunters was able to survive when we see Kobeni walking down the street. In a short flashback, we see how Arai got shot first and then shielded Kobeni, who was able to take down Grandma. And this is also something interesting. It seems that some of the killers around the city were regular people and not trained assassins, so that makes you wonder if there is a reason behind that. Kobeni is holding one of the radios and she is caught up with everything. She knows they are the shooters. She comes at them, and the girl uses another fingernail to call on that giant snake, but here we see some of Kobeni's skills. She easily jumps and avoids the snake and all of the gunshots and manages to cut off Cleaver's dude's hand. She grabs the gun and shoots him twice in the back, and then she grabs Denji and uses him for cover as the two attackers drive away. Kobeni was able to save Denji, which is still missing his legs. She then tells him she is sorry for trying to kill him before, and then she breaks into a frantic laughter. We can see how unhinged Kobeni is. She is on the verge of losing her mind, and she admits this is too much for her. How can she possibly ask forgiveness after trying to kill someone? Like, who does this? She better quit before she goes completely insane, and she decides to tell Himeno she wants to leave as soon as she sees her again. From there, we jump to Madoka's resignation. He tells Makima the attack took over 4 Devil Hunter divisions. Most are dead except for the non-humans, and he tells her that they will all merge into one division which will be under Makima. We see from the other Devil Hunter expressions that this move scares them, and later tell Makima they are not there to join her special division. They are only there to help with training, and after that they are going back to Kyoto. I guess they are here to help with Denji's training, so I think they are not going anywhere anytime soon. This episode ends with another new and different ending OP, featuring Makima and a lot of blood and explosions. It continued the hype of the previous episode, and in a way, I think it was some turning point for better understanding the world of Chainsaw Man. And honestly, I can't wait for someone to pull on Denji's cord as soon as possible. What did you think about it, and what was your favorite part? Let me know, and also subscribe and drop me a like if you enjoyed. I will see you all real soon in my next video, and even sooner in the comments. But until then, let me just remind you all to dedicate your hearts to humanity, inside and outside the walls.